My child, this moment, right now, is precisely when my voice must become unmistakable to you. The air carries a stillness before the unveiling, and your spirit feels the tremor of something vast shifting beneath the surface. You've sensed it, haven't you? That gentle pull inside you that refuses to be silenced? It is not imagination, it is recognition. You are hearing me clearly because it is time. This is the hour where all subtlety must end and my direction must come through unmistakably. You are standing at the threshold of a profound reversal, where what was hidden will be revealed, and what seemed fixed will begin to move. You have waited through seasons that taught you patience, endured silences that tested your endurance, and now the silence breaks, not in chaos, but in purpose. You may wonder why the urgency now. Why this insistence that you hear me so distinctly? It is because the groundwork you have been walking upon is shifting, and you must understand the reason for it. Much has been unfolding quietly, preparing for this exact instant. You are being positioned, my child, not randomly, not by chance, but by divine design. The movements of your life that once felt disconnected are now converging toward a single clarity. I have allowed certain doors to remain shut until this moment, because what I am about to reveal would not have been grasped before. You were not late. You were being prepared. Every delay was a safeguard, every pause an unseen mercy. You see, I do not speak to you merely to comfort you, though comfort will follow. I speak now to awaken you. This awakening is not about new knowledge, but new awareness, about remembering who you truly are beneath all the noise. You have been defined by expectations, by duties, by names others have given you. But my voice cuts through those echoes. I am calling to the essence of you that existed before the disappointments, before the striving, before the world told you who you had to be. The version of you still lives, still burns quietly beneath the layers, waiting for the moment of recognition. And that moment, my child, is now. As I speak, the old structures inside you tremble. You can feel it, a stirring in the very foundation of your being. This is the shift of identity, the stirring of purpose, the spark of divine remembrance. You do not have to chase this change. It is already happening. What I am asking of you now is not striving, but attention. Listen, feel, allow. This is how you receive what has already begun. Many hear my voice faintly, mistaking it for intuition or passing thought. But you, beloved, are meant to hear clearly. You are meant to recognize it as unmistakably mine. My call to you is not one of fear or pressure. It is an invitation into alignment. It is the gentle yet undeniable pull of destiny meeting readiness. You are not the same person you were even a season ago. Your eyes have been trained to see what others miss, your heart expanded to hold what others avoid. These are not random traits. They are the exact tools you will need for what is ahead. I am laying before you a foundation that cannot be shaken because it is built not on circumstance, but on identity. Your true, divine identity as one who carries my light. Do not resist the shaking that comes. When the ground beneath you quivers, it is only loosening what can no longer remain. The familiar may fall away, but in its place, something truer will rise. You may feel uncertain, yet you are safe. You are not being undone. You are being reformed. I am removing what was never yours to hold and returning what you lost through compromise or misunderstanding. This rebuilding is sacred, and it begins the moment you acknowledge that my voice is real and that it belongs within you, not outside of you. So pause, my child. Feel the rhythm of your own breath, the pulse of your own heart. It is the cadence of my presence. Every beat, a whisper that says, you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are seen. You have looked for signs outside you, but I am teaching you to recognize the signs within you. That deep knowing, that sudden calm in the midst of worry, that surge of clarity that seems to come from nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are my fingerprints on your awareness, proof that I am close. You have come to a time where hesitation will no longer serve you. The season of waiting to be certain must give way to the season of moving in trust. You do not need the entire map before you take the first step. The map is written as you walk. Each obedient step reveals the next. Each act of trust builds the next path beneath your feet. This is how faith operates. Not in clarity before motion, but in clarity through motion. I am asking you to lean forward, not with anxiety, but with assurance that I go before you. You will find that when you act upon my voice, provision meets you in motion. Look around, my child. The world appears restless, uncertain, even chaotic. But within this turbulence lies a divine rearrangement. Old systems are crumbling not as punishment, but as preparation for renewal. You have been chosen to perceive this differently, not as loss, but as liberation. While others mourn the end of what was, you will recognize the birth of what will be. This awareness will be your peace in times when others panic. The clarity I'm granting you now will allow you to move with serenity through transition. This is why my voice must be unmistakable to you now, because the world's noise is growing louder, and only through my tone will you find true direction. Many voices will claim truth, but you will know mine by its peace, its firmness, its lack of confusion. My words will always draw you nearer to freedom, never deeper into fear. My guidance will always expand your perspective, never narrow it. This discernment is your safeguard, your shield in the days to come. You may wonder how you can remain this attuned when distractions press in. The answer, my beloved, is continual returning. Do not think you must sustain this awareness by force. Simply return to it again and again. My voice does not fade because I grow silent. It fades when your attention drifts. But every time you quiet yourself, every time you breathe and open your heart, you tune back in. It is that simple. This is the practice that keeps you centered in truth, even when the outer world sways. Tonight, I am planting this truth deep within you. Your hearing is awakening. You are entering a time when you will not merely hear my words, but feel their movement in your very being. They will echo through your decisions, color your perceptions, and shape your responses. You will begin to sense me in the most ordinary moments, in a sudden stillness, in a gentle insight, in the space between words. This is how intimacy grows, not in grand gestures but in constant awareness. The sacred will no longer feel distant, it will feel familiar. So, my child, receive this first unfolding, the awakening of recognition. This is the starting point of everything else that follows. My voice is no longer hidden behind circumstance or mystery. It speaks through you, through every cell that hums with life. You were designed for this connection, built for this communion. You have always been destined to hear clearly, to know deeply, to walk boldly. And now, as the night deepens and stillness reigns, let your spirit respond in quiet agreement. I hear you, and I am ready, my child. Now that your hearing has been awakened, it is time for your sight to change. You have spent years overlooking what I have placed in plain view. You thought some parts of your life were too small, too ordinary, too inconsequential to carry real significance. But I tell you, those very places are where I have hidden your greatest treasures. The moments you dismissed as insignificant, the relationships you thought were temporary, the ideas you brushed aside. Each one carries a thread of my purpose. This is the unveiling of hidden worth, the moment when what you once disregarded becomes the cornerstone of your new foundation. I am teaching you to see with different eyes now. Look again at what you once called failure. It was preparation. Look again at what you thought was loss. It was protection. Every closed door, every no that seemed unfair, every path that led you to stillness rather than progress, none of it was wasted. You see only fragments, but I see the full tapestry. The threads that appeared random to you were being woven into something enduring. What I am revealing now is that nothing in your journey has been without purpose. Even the overlooked corners of your life are about to shine with unexpected importance. I am reversing judgments that were spoken against you, both by others and by yourself. You were told you didn't measure up, that you lacked what was needed. Systems overlooked you, people misread you, and your own thoughts agreed with their limited vision. But I am now issuing a higher decree. You are not who they said you were. The decisions rendered against you in human courts, in whispered opinions, and even in the quiet tribunal of your own self-doubt, these are being overturned. You will see the evidence of this reversal unfold swiftly. Doors once locked will open as if they were waiting for this very declaration. You must understand, my child, that what I speak cannot be opposed by human verdicts. No label, no rejection, no oversight can stand against what I declare as true. When I say that you are chosen, every contrary word loses its power. When I name you worthy, every accusation dissolves. You will feel this shift not only in your circumstances but in your spirit. What once felt like resistance will now yield easily. You will sense favor in places that once resisted your presence, and you will know it is not coincidence. It is reversal manifesting. Do not be surprised when what seemed insignificant rises to prominence. The quiet effort, the unnoticed faithfulness, the small act of kindness done in obscurity, these are the seeds of your future abundance. You have been taught to seek the grand and visible, but I have always worked in the hidden. This is why I am asking you to reconsider how you measure value. It is not about scale, but about alignment. What carries my breath, even in its smallest form, is greater than all the noise of human effort. When you place what you have, no matter how modest, into my care, it multiplies beyond reason. This is why I led you to this insight now. You are standing in a time when what you deem small will carry extraordinary return. I am showing you that provision does not emerge from striving, but from surrender. You do not need to create more. You need to see what is already present. Everything you require is near you, waiting to be recognized. Declare your openness to perceive worth in the unexpected. Whisper it now, even silently within your heart. I will no longer overlook what is valuable. This simple agreement opens the floodgates of revelation. My child, this unveiling will come with emotion. You will find yourself revisiting moments from the past, not to relive pain, but to see them with renewed clarity. What once caused disappointment will now produce gratitude. You will begin to say, "Now I understand why it had to be that way." Your memory will become a gallery of divine arrangements. As you see this pattern unfold, peace will replace resentment. Even the moments that seemed cruel will transform into evidence of my faithfulness. I am also restoring the seasons that felt stolen from you. You have looked back and wondered where the years went, where opportunities disappeared, where the energy once burned brightly but faded. I tell you now, I am the keeper of time, and what you thought was lost has been preserved. There are no wasted seasons in my design. What felt stolen will return multiplied. Your prospects, your creativity, your joy, they have only been waiting for the appointed moment. This moment, right now, is that appointment. As you accept this truth, you must also release the habit of mourning over what you imagine was forfeited. You cannot receive restoration while clutching the illusion of loss. Let it go. Lift your eyes forward. What lies ahead carries the fullness of what was delayed. You will realize that I never took, I only stored. The delay was protection from premature exposure, from paths not ready to hold your weight. Every time you thought you were behind, you were actually being held in alignment with perfect timing. Now, my cherished one, courage is being born in you. Not the fragile courage of circumstance, but the fierce confidence that comes from knowing who walks with you. You are being called to faith that goes beyond understanding, to trust that stretches beyond logic. This is not blind belief. It is illuminated trust, the kind that grows when reason reaches its limits and love continues the path forward. You will soon find yourself acting in ways that others do not understand. They will question your decisions. but you will know within that you are moving under my guidance. Do not shrink back when you are misunderstood. The uncommon path always looks strange until it bears fruit. You will also notice others around you awakening. Many of my children are hearing the same call, feeling the same stirring. You are not alone in this shift. There is a gathering, unseen yet deeply felt, a company of souls rising with renewed conviction. You are part of this movement, though each one's journey looks different. When you connect with others walking the same road, your strength will multiply. The unity you form will be more than companionship. It will be confirmation. I am breathing new life into what you thought had ended. The ventures you set aside, the dreams you buried, the hopes you dismissed as unrealistic, they are stirring again. You may feel an impulse to revisit old passions, and you must not dismiss it. It is my breath awakening them. Do not worry if they seem small at first. Revival begins as a whisper, not a roar. The important thing is to respond. As you speak life into what once seemed dormant, you align your voice with mine. Speak words of renewal. Declare that what was over is alive again. This is your invitation to see the world with fresh vision, to understand that the most ordinary moments hold extraordinary purpose, and that reversals are already underway. You do not need to chase the evidence. It will appear naturally as you walk. My decree is active even now. What was denied is being confirmed. What was forgotten is being restored. And you, my child, are being repositioned, not for mere survival, but for visible restoration. So breathe deeply. Feel the weight lifting, the clarity expanding, the peace settling where confusion once lived. This is the unveiling of hidden worth. This is the season of reversals. What you thought small, I call sacred. What you dismissed, I now bless. The foundation is being laid beneath your feet, solid and sure, made from the very stones you once stepped over. Now, rise in quiet gratitude. The shift has begun. My cherished one, now that you have seen what was hidden and reclaimed the worth that was overlooked, it is time to release what weighs you down. You have carried remnants of old seasons for far too long, memories that whisper of disappointment, regrets that echo louder than hope, questions that seem to have no answers. I ask you now to loosen your grip. What once defined you no longer serves your becoming. The time of restoration and renewal has begun, and you must step into it unburdened. You have often thought restoration would mean returning to what once was, but I am not calling you back. I am calling you forward. What I restore is not the same as what was lost. It is deeper, richer, and woven with wisdom. I am not simply returning things to you. I am rebuilding you, renewing your inner being, teaching you to trust again in ways that logic cannot explain. This renewal begins within, before it ever shows outwardly. Take a moment to breathe, my child. Feel the steady rhythm of your heart. It has endured much and yet remains faithful. That endurance itself is proof that I have been near all along. You thought you were surviving by your own strength, but my breath has sustained you through every quiet hour of uncertainty. Now, I am awakening in you a deep, fearless confidence. Not arrogance, but holy assurance. It is the awareness that you are carried, protected, and empowered by something far greater than circumstance. Faith beyond reason is what this moment calls for. You have leaned on logic, on plans, on the visible outcomes you could predict. But what lies ahead cannot be navigated by intellect alone. It requires trust in the unseen, belief in what is not yet manifested. This kind of faith feels weightless at first, as though stepping into thin air. But as you move, the ground will appear beneath your feet. That is how divine confidence grows, not before movement, but because of it. You may hesitate, wondering if your faith is strong enough for what's next. Hear me. Faith is not about the absence of doubt, but the courage to act despite it. Every small step you take in trust becomes a declaration of strength. You do not need to feel unshakable to move forward. You simply need to move forward in your belief that I am unshakable. Let this truth settle deep within you. Your courage is not borrowed. It is born within you. You are entering a season where others may not understand your choices. They might question why you walk away from what looks secure, why you speak of possibilities that seem far-fetched, why your peace remains unbroken when theirs falters. Let them wonder. You are following a voice they cannot yet hear, a direction not drawn on their maps. You will be tempted to explain yourself, but explanation is not required. Your faith will be its own evidence. This is the renewal of your spirit, to no longer need approval to move, to no longer fear misunderstanding, to no longer measure your obedience by others' comprehension. You are being set free from the need to please. My child, I am calling you to walk with the quiet conviction of those who know who they are and whose they are. You do not need to shout your confidence. It will radiate through your calm. There will be moments when weariness creeps in again. Renewal is not a one-time event. It is a rhythm, a continual exchange between release and restoration. When fatigue whispers that you cannot go on, remember that rest is not defeat. Rest is where you meet me most intimately. I do not call you to burn endlessly. I call you to burn steadily. Like an oil lamp, your light depends on continual refilling. Let me replenish you. Return to me in stillness, and I will renew your strength. The restoration I bring will touch every layer of your being. Physically, you will sense renewed energy. Emotionally, old heaviness will lift. Spiritually, clarity will return where confusion lingered. You will begin to notice that the things which once drained you now pass through you without power. This is because I am restoring balance inside you, a harmony that allows you to live from peace, not from panic. Think of the years you called wasted. They were not lost. They were the soil for this growth. I planted seeds in that darkness, and they are ready to emerge. Each hardship cultivated compassion. Each disappointment refined discernment. Each heartbreak expanded your capacity to love. Nothing was wasted. Every tear watered what now begins to bloom. When you look back, you will not see failure, you will see formation. You may ask, but how do I begin again? And I say, begin by believing that you can. You have been rehearsing endings for too long. Now rehearse beginnings. Speak life where silence has reigned. Declare joy where sorrow once lived. Renewal begins not with action, but with declaration. The words you speak now are laying the foundation of your next season. When you say, I am ready, heaven moves in agreement. Your restoration will not look like anyone else's. Comparison is a thief, and it has no place in this season. Do not measure your progress by another's pace. What I am doing in you is personal, precise, and perfectly timed. Each soul unfolds according to its own rhythm. Your story is not behind. It is unfolding exactly on schedule. Every delay, every detour, every pause, it has all been part of alignment. And now, my beloved, you will feel the gentle push of acceleration. Things that once felt stagnant will move swiftly. Connections will form unexpectedly. Opportunities will appear as if from nowhere. Do not mistake this speed for chaos. It is divine synchronization. You are ready now in ways you were not before. What took years to prepare will manifest quickly, and you will sense it, the unmistakable rhythm of divine timing working in your favor. This renewal is not only for you, but through you. You are part of a greater awakening happening across many hearts. As you rise, others will find courage to rise too. Your restoration carries ripple effects beyond your awareness. When you choose to heal, you become a channel for healing. When you stand firm, you become a shelter for others still trembling. That is why your renewal matters. It is not solitary, it is collective. So, my child, stand tall in this truth. Your restoration is already underway. You are not waiting for permission or proof. You are walking into what has been prepared. The energy of hope is returning to your bones. The light of purpose is filling your chest, and the stillness of trust is settling into your soul. This is not the end of your striving. It is the beginning of your becoming. Lift your gaze. The horizon glows with possibility. What was barren will bloom again. What was broken will shine with new integrity. The breath you take now carries promise. Say within your heart, I release the past, I welcome the new, I walk renewed. And know this, I am with you every step forward, my beloved, restoring, guiding, breathing life where you thought life had ceased. My beloved child, now that renewal has begun to breathe within you, it is time to see yourself clearly, to see as I see. You have lived for so long under names that others gave you, under judgments that were never mine. You have been called too much, not enough, unqualified, forgotten, undeserving. But I tell you, none of those words were ever true. They were shadows cast by fear and misunderstanding. I am speaking now to lift them away. You are not who your past declared. You are who I have always known you to be, pure, strong, radiant, and capable of carrying light into the darkest places. You have been shaped by many influences, some kind, some cruel. You have absorbed stories about yourself that were never written by my hand. But tonight, I clear your vision. You will begin to recognize the difference between the reflection the world offers and the truth that burns inside you. You are not the sum of mistakes. You are the unfolding of grace. Every scar that you have hidden from view, every moment that made you question your worth, is now transformed into proof of your endurance. Your story is not one of damage, it is one of becoming. Pause for a moment and breathe that in. Let the truth of it move through you. You are not broken, you are being revealed. Your authenticity is what the world needs, not a polished imitation of someone else's path. The time of shrinking yourself to fit into smaller expectations is over. You have carried the weight of pretending long enough. I am stripping away the false layers so your true self can emerge without fear. You will find that being fully yourself feels like freedom, because it is. Do not worry if this unveiling feels unfamiliar. The self you are meeting now has been hidden under duty, performance, and survival. You learned to navigate by pleasing, to stay safe by conforming, but your spirit was never meant to live confined. You were created to move boldly, to speak clearly, to love deeply. I am restoring that clarity to you now. Every moment of confusion that clouded your path is being replaced with certainty. You will sense it as a still, luminous knowing within your chest, a calm conviction that tells you what aligns and what does not. There were seasons when you walked through fog, unable to discern direction. You prayed, and the silence felt heavy. But even then I was refining your perception. Sometimes my silence was not absence, it was calibration. I was training you to distinguish my tone from the noise of the world. And now that your hearing is sharpened, your seeing follows. You will begin to perceive not just events, but meanings. Not just faces, but hearts. You will know what is real and what only appears to be. My beloved, this clarity comes not to isolate you, but to prepare you for companionship. You were never meant to walk alone. You have carried burdens meant for many, responsibilities too heavy for one set of shoulders. I tell you now, halt your striving. I am bringing companions into your life, people whose spirits resonate with yours. They are not random, they are appointed. Some will come quietly, some will arrive suddenly, but all are sent to walk beside you. They will strengthen your hands when you tire and remind you of truth when you doubt. You may have experienced betrayal before, and trust may feel risky, but the ones I send will carry my peace. You will recognize them by the ease of your spirit in their presence. No performance, no striving, only resonance. They will not take from you, they will help you rise. I am weaving together these connections into a tapestry of support that cannot be broken. You are part of a larger design, a network of hearts awakening together, each one holding a piece of light that amplifies the others. As these companions gather, the heaviness around you begins to lift. I am purifying your atmosphere, your inner world, and your outer space. Many of the struggles you faced were not because you were weak, but because the air around you had grown dense with discord and distraction. I am clearing that now. You will feel the difference in how you breathe, think, and rest. The clutter of noise, of draining influences is being removed. I am sanctifying your space because your next steps require a clean environment. Let gratitude fill that space. Gratitude opens the way for clarity to stay. When you give thanks for peace, peace multiplies. Each word of gratitude you speak sweeps away residue from old storms. It's not just a feeling, it's a cleansing. Say it now, even softly within your heart. Thank you for this clear space. Each time you agree with that truth, I make your surroundings lighter, your thoughts steadier, and your focus stronger. Now, my child, as clarity settles and companionship surrounds you, I am awakening within you a deep well of creativity. This is not about performance or productivity. It is about revelation. There are solutions, ideas, and insights that I placed in you long ago. Blueprints for healing, innovation, and beauty that the world desperately needs. They have been lying dormant, waiting for the moment your inner world was quiet enough to hear them. That time has come. Do not be afraid of what emerges. Your mind will surprise you. Your heart will overflow with inspiration. Write what comes. Speak what rises. Create what you see. These are not random impulses. They are sacred downloads. You are one of those I have chosen to bring forth what is new. The world cries for change, and I answer that cry through awakened souls like yours. This is why I had to clear your vision, so that when I pour new insight into you, it will not be tainted by old fear. You may feel the stirring of something you cannot yet name. It may come as restlessness or curiosity, as if something inside you is ready to expand. That is my spirit moving, stretching your inner capacity for greater things. Let it happen. You are not losing control. You are growing into your full design. I am strengthening your endurance from within, preparing you to hold the weight of new responsibility without strain. You will notice that the exhaustion that once defined you begins to fade. Where fatigue used to whisper defeat, new vitality will rise instead. Do not underestimate this strengthening, for your path ahead requires both tenderness and resilience. You will need to be soft enough to listen, yet strong enough to act. You will learn to rest without retreating, to engage without losing peace. This balance is the hallmark of maturity, and you are stepping into it now. My precious one, this renewal of identity and perception is sacred ground. As your true self comes into focus, let humility be your anchor. Remember that visibility is not the same as validation. You are seen by me first, and that is enough. As others begin to notice what I've cultivated within you, do not grasp for attention or retreat in fear. Stand steady. You are not rising for applause. You are rising for purpose. Your vision is clear now. Your companions are near. Your environment is pure, and your spirit is awake. Everything that once blurred your reflection has been washed away. You can finally see yourself as I see you, complete, radiant, and capable of carrying truth with both gentleness and authority. Stand tall, beloved. The unveiling has begun, and you are ready to be seen. My beloved child, you are standing in the threshold of awakening and cleansing. You have walked through the unveiling of your true self, and now I am preparing both your inner world and your surroundings for what is next. This is not a season of frantic movement, but of alignment, where the outer world begins to mirror the peace and order I have already established within you. Everything around you will now begin to shift to match what I have done inside. You will notice it in subtle ways first, and then unmistakably. This is the moment where clarity becomes atmosphere, where your renewed spirit begins to shape your environment. I am cleansing the space around you, both physical and spiritual. You may feel the sudden urge to release what no longer belongs. Objects, commitments, relationships, even old thoughts that no longer serve your peace. This impulse is sacred. When I cleanse, I create room for expansion. Clutter, whether visible or unseen, competes for your attention and keeps you from hearing me clearly. I am removing distractions now. The heaviness that has rested upon your mind, the fatigue that seemed constant, the sense of dullness that blurred your perception, these are being lifted. You will breathe more freely because the air around you is being purified. Do not resist the letting go. I know that release can feel like loss, but what leaves now was never meant to remain. You cannot enter your next season carrying the residue of the last. Every attachment that once offered comfort but now drains your strength must be surrendered. As you release, gratitude will fill the space that grief once occupied. Thankfulness is not a reaction, it is a posture of alignment. As you give thanks for what departs, you open the door to what arrives. Now, my beloved, I am awakening the deep well of original thought within you. You have always possessed the capacity for creativity, but much of it was buried under self-doubt and comparison. I planted within you seeds of innovation and beauty, ideas that do not belong to imitation, but to divine originality. This is the season for those ideas to emerge. Do not hesitate when they come. Some will arrive suddenly during quiet moments, even in the middle of your ordinary routines. Capture them, write them down, act on them when I prompt you. These insights are not for pride or personal elevation. They are meant to solve problems, to heal wounds, to restore balance in places where confusion has reigned. Your creativity carries a holy purpose. You will find that what flows through you feels larger than you because it is. It comes from me, from the deep reservoir of knowing that I placed within your spirit long before you were aware of it. This is the time for those waters to rise and overflow. But with this rising, I am also strengthening your endurance. Renewal brings beauty, but it also demands stability. The journey ahead will stretch you in new ways, and you must walk it with resilience. You have traveled far already, and weariness has tried to take hold. But I tell you now, stop and breathe, for I am infusing you with fresh strength. You will feel it in your body, your mind, and your emotions. A quiet might that defies exhaustion. This is not adrenaline or fleeting motivation. This is enduring power. It does not flare and fade, it steadies and sustains. Each time fatigue whispers that you have reached your limit, remember this truth. Your limit is not where I end. It is where I begin. My power perfects itself in your weakness. You are not expected to carry yourself by sheer will. You are invited to flow in the current of divine strength. Rest when I ask you to rest, but do not retreat. Your stillness is preparation, not pause. In the silence, I am fortifying you layer by layer so that when motion returns, you will not falter. This strengthening also comes with sanctification. My child, I am consecrating your actions. Everything you set your hand to in this season will carry purpose beyond what you can perceive. That is why integrity is essential. You cannot build sacred work on compromised ground. Every step you take, every word you speak, every choice you make, these are sacred acts now. Your actions must align with purity of intent. Do not rush or act carelessly. Let every motion be deliberate, steady, clean. When you walk in integrity, your endeavors become holy ground. I am blessing your effort not because it is flawless, but because it is honest. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be genuine. A clean heart allows power to flow unhindered. And so I tell you, my precious one, pause when temptation arises to act from fear or pressure. Fear-driven decisions close doors. Faith-filled actions open them. Alongside this consecration, I am igniting your voice. For too long, your prayer has been muted by uncertainty, your worship subdued by distraction. But I am rekindling your communication with me, not as ritual, but as relationship. You will find that your prayers shift from requests to conversations. They will become less about asking and more about aligning. You will speak and feel my response in your spirit like warmth spreading through your chest. Your voice carries power, my child. Each word uttered in faith rearranges what once felt immovable. When you speak truth, you harmonize your surroundings with my will. Do not underestimate the effect of your declarations. Prayer is not passive. It is active, creative, transformative. Let your words shape your world. When you pray with conviction, your environment listens. Mountains move, hearts soften, opportunities unfold. In this awakening, I am also calling you to reevaluate your deepest priorities. What you give your energy to now must align with your essence. No more scattering your strength across what is unworthy. Every decision is a seed. Choose what you plant carefully. You are being drawn back to simplicity, to what truly matters, to the one essential truth, your connection with me. Everything else must flow from that center. You will find that as you realign your priorities, unnecessary desires will fade. Things that once consumed your attention will lose their grip. This is not loss. It is liberation. I am freeing your heart from the noise of excess so that peace can settle. From this peace will come clarity. From clarity, power. From power, manifestation. My beloved, I am also opening your spirit to receive understanding, even during rest. You will notice that sleep becomes sacred again. The quiet of the night is no longer just recovery for your body. It is revelation for your spirit. I am speaking to you in dreams, in impressions, in sudden insights that rise as you wake. Do not dismiss them. Write them down, even if they seem mysterious. They carry meaning that will unfold over time. My messages often arrive wrapped in symbol, but their truth is sure. Your nights are no longer wasted hours. They are holy conversations. I am watching over you as you rest, not as a distant guardian, but as an intimate teacher. When you awaken, pause before rushing into the day. Listen for what lingers in your spirit. Some of the greatest guidance I will give you will come not from striving, but from stillness. And finally, my precious one, this cleansing and awakening are not a preparation for comfort. They are preparation for purpose. I am clearing space within and around you so that you may hold more light, more wisdom, more grace. You are not just being healed, you are being equipped. Every release makes room for revelation. Every cleansing breath creates space for creativity. Every quiet prayer shapes your next step. So stand in this moment of stillness, my child. Feel how light your spirit has become. The weight is gone. The air is clear. The strength is renewed. The voice within you is steady. You are ready for what comes next. Not because you have everything figured out, but because you have made room for me to move. And I will move, swiftly, gently, powerfully, through the clean space you have offered. My child, now that the cleansing has settled and your surroundings echo peace, I am drawing you deeper into connection, into communion that transcends words, into listening that shapes reality. You have learned to release, to rest, to recognize my presence in the ordinary. Now, I am teaching you to converse with me as one speaks with a constant companion. This is the essence of guidance, not hearing once, but living attuned. Your voice and prayer will begin to change. No longer will you approach me as a distant hope, but as a living presence moving with you. You will speak, and even before the words are complete, you will feel my response. Subtle, yet unmistakable. A warmth rising in your chest. A calm settling over your mind. A knowing that requires no explanation. This, beloved, is how you will recognize my voice. Not in thunder, but in resonance. My tone within you will never stir anxiety. It will always bring peace, even when it calls for courage. You are being prepared for intimacy beyond routine. Your prayer life will no longer feel like a task to complete or a habit to maintain. It will feel like breathing, natural, continuous, necessary. You will find yourself whispering thanks throughout the day without effort. You will find guidance slipping into your awareness mid-thought. Not as a command, but as a quiet direction that just feels right. You are learning to live in rhythm with me, to let your soul rest in my nearness. Do not be concerned if at times you feel silence. Silence is not absence, it is invitation. It is in silence that your hearing sharpens. The stillness between words carries meaning as deep as the words themselves. I am training you to sense my direction not only through phrases and images, but through the unspoken flow of peace that guides your every step. Trust this peace. It will lead you better than logic ever could. My child, I am also teaching you to draw strength from rest. For too long, you have equated stillness with stagnation, yet true rest is a holy motion. While your body stills, your spirit receives instruction. I am opening channels of understanding during your sleep. This is why I told you to treat your rest as sacred, because I speak there too. The quiet hours of the night are filled with meaning. I whisper insights that bypass your conscious mind and settle directly into your heart. When you awaken, some of these revelations will rise gently, like remembered dreams. Others will simply shape your day without your awareness. Pay attention to recurring images, sudden insights, or moments of clarity upon waking. These are the fruit of nightly communion. Each night you enter rest with intention, acknowledging that I dwell with you. You open the door to revelation that strengthens your direction. In this deepened connection, your priorities will realign once more. I will show you how to distinguish what truly matters from what merely demands. You will begin to sense when your attention drifts toward distraction, and you will feel a gentle tug to return to center. This is not correction through guilt, but redirection through love. I am guiding you back to the core truth again and again, that your purpose flows from presence, not performance. The world around you will tempt you to scatter your focus, to chase productivity, validation, or approval. But I call you to remain rooted in the essential. You will find that the more you rest in me, the more effective your actions become. When your heart aligns with divine rhythm, effort decreases while impact increases. You no longer act to prove your worth. You act because you are already worthy. This shift changes everything. I am also expanding your awareness of communication beyond spoken prayer. You will begin to recognize how everything becomes dialogue between us. The rustle of leaves, the light shifting across your path, the way peace returns after a hard decision. These are my replies. Each day will feel layered with conversation if you are listening. I am not only in the sacred spaces, you will find me in the ordinary, in the laughter you share, in the pauses between your words, in the gentle coincidences that carry too much meaning to ignore. Do not dismiss these encounters as chance. I am making my unseen hand evident so that you will never again believe you walk alone. Every alignment you notice, a delay that protected you, an unexpected encounter, a message that arrives at the exact moment of need. These are my confirmations. Each one whispers, I am here. Keep walking. You may find yourself feeling emotions more deeply in this season. Do not fear them. Sensitivity is not weakness. It is awareness. I am refining your empathy so that you can hear not just for yourself but for others. You will feel guided not only in your own choices, but in how to speak life into those around you. When you encourage, it will not be flattery, it will be prophecy. When you comfort, it will not be sympathy, it will be healing. Your words will carry my resonance. My beloved, as this connection strengthens, I will begin to call your attention to the small disciplines that sustain it. You will feel prompted to guard your peace, to limit the noise you allow into your mind. This is not about isolation, it is about cultivation. You cannot hear clearly if you are surrounded by chaos. Silence the constant chatter, not as an escape, but as devotion. Let moments of quiet become your sanctuary. When you honor quietness, you make room for revelation. You will notice that in silence, thoughts align, clarity emerges, and burdens dissolve. Gratitude will rise naturally, and with it, joy. Joy is the evidence of my nearness. It is the song your soul sings when it knows it is safe. Let joy have its full expression in you. It is not frivolous, it is strength. It protects your spirit from heaviness and renews your energy for the path ahead. In this deepening bond, you will also begin to see time differently. No longer will you feel the rush of anxiety over what is unfinished. You will sense the flow of divine timing guiding everything. You will realize that you are not behind, not late, not forgotten. You are exactly where you should be. This awareness will bring great peace. You will learn to measure progress not by deadlines but by alignment. The more aligned you are, the more naturally everything unfolds. My child, this connection will soon reveal to you the subtle difference between striving and surrender. Striving drains you because it comes from fear. Surrender strengthens you because it comes from trust. Each time you release the need to control outcomes, you step deeper into partnership with me. You will discover that in surrender there is more power than in struggle. The things you release will return multiplied, purified, and perfectly timed. Let this truth become your rhythm. Speak with me often, listen always, and move only when peace leads. That is divine guidance in its purest form. No thunder, no spectacle, just steady knowing. You will carry that peace wherever you go, and others will feel it even before you speak. Your presence will shift rooms, not because of force, but because you embody calm conviction. And so, my beloved, let your voice rise again in gratitude. You are not alone in this communion. Countless others are learning to live in this same rhythm, hearing, resting, trusting. Together, your quiet faith is transforming the world one surrendered moment at a time. This is the gift of connection. This is the art of guidance. This is life lived in harmony with divine presence, and it has already begun within you. My child, as you grow comfortable in this communion, I now draw you into a time of reversal and courage. Everything that once stood as a barrier before you is now shifting. What seemed immovable is yielding. What felt lost is being restored. The reversals you are witnessing are not random. They are the outcome of divine timing intersecting with your readiness. I am overturning what was unjustly spoken, reviving what was unfairly taken, and opening what was wrongly sealed. Situations you thought were fixed forever will begin to change before your eyes. Decisions that went against you will be revisited. Paths you believed were closed will quietly unlock. Do not be astonished at the speed of this movement. It reflects the preparation that has already taken place within you. Your endurance has earned you entry into this accelerated season. You are not being favored unfairly. You are being aligned accurately. But with reversal comes responsibility. When doors open, you must step through them without hesitation. Fear will whisper that you are unready, unqualified, or unworthy. But these are lies from old patterns that no longer hold authority. My decree overrules the verdicts of your past. You must learn to trust my declaration more than your own memory of disappointment. What was once denied is now confirmed. Do not question the shift. Welcome it. This is also a time for courage, my precious one. Reversal requires movement. Many wish for change but remain anchored in familiar fear. You cannot carry hesitation into new territory. What I am offering you demands boldness, a willingness to stand when others shrink back. Do not wait for perfect conditions. They will not come. The perfect moment is already here, hidden within your act of faith. My beloved, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the quiet decision to move despite it. When you act in courage, you activate miracles. Fear delays. Courage accelerates. And in this season of reversal, time matters. The opportunities before you are alive. They breathe, they shift, they wait only briefly. Step forward when you sense the opening. Speak when you feel the nudge. Trust that your timing, guided by peace, will be flawless. I know you've faced many closed doors. Some of them slammed shut painfully. You cried, you wondered why. But I tell you this, those rejections preserved you from what could not sustain you. I only close what cannot hold the weight of your destiny. The denials were not punishment, they were protection. And now that your foundation is secure, the same spaces that once rejected you will call for your presence. You will return not as a seeker of validation, but as a carrier of purpose. Do not hold resentment towards those who overlooked you. Release them, for they knew not what they passed by. Forgiveness is the doorway to favor. Each time you bless what hurt you, you loosen its grip. The energy you spent rehearsing pain will now return to you as strength. The past has no claim over a heart that forgives. You cannot walk freely while holding old grievances. They anchor you to moments I've already healed. Now, listen, my child. Reversal is not limited to circumstance. It reaches into identity. Where you once saw yourself as forgotten, I now name you chosen. Where you felt diminished, I call you established. You are stepping into a higher awareness of who you are. This new confidence will not make you proud. It will make you peaceful. You will stand quietly assured, knowing that no approval or applause is necessary. As you walk in this awareness, fear will lose its language. It may whisper, but it will not persuade. Anxiety will no longer find a home within you because you will know that nothing unfolds outside my care. Fear is the absence of trust. Courage is the presence of knowing. Let your knowing grow stronger each day. Every moment you choose peace over panic, you strengthen the bond between us. I am also bringing hidden gifts to the surface now. Talents you doubted, insights you dismissed, abilities you thought ordinary. These are about to prove extraordinary. I have waited for the right time to reveal them, and that time is now. You will notice yourself drawn to things you once avoided or suddenly excelling in areas that once felt foreign. These awakenings are not accidents. They are divine activations. The gifts within you are meant for use, not admiration. Use them boldly, for they are needed now. The world hungers for authenticity, for truth spoken through unique voices. You are one of those voices. Even if your influence begins quietly, it will spread far beyond your immediate view. Speak when moved, create when inspired, act when prompted. Do not underestimate what can begin with one obedient step. My child, as you step forward, remember that my timing governs all. What appears sudden to you is the natural culmination of what has long been prepared. I do nothing out of order. Every unfolding moment aligns with precision. This is why patience was necessary, so that now acceleration would not destroy you. You have been tempered, like gold refined by heat. Now you can carry abundance without corruption, visibility without vanity, responsibility without fear. As you move into this new flow, I am also asking you to let go of striving. You have been conditioned to believe that success comes only through endless effort, but the rhythm of divine movement is different. I do not reward exhaustion. I respond to alignment. Stop forcing what is already flowing toward you. When you release control, doors will open without effort. This is not laziness. It is trust in action. You are also being called to courage in your connections. New people will appear in your path, and some will carry keys to your next season. You will know them not by status, but by resonance. Approach them without fear of rejection, for I am orchestrating these encounters. The relationships I ordain do not drain, they strengthen. Be open, but be discerning. Let peace confirm who is meant to walk with you. My beloved, this reversal will also heal your relationship with time itself. The years you thought wasted are being redeemed. The delay you called loss was in fact preparation. What you thought was the end of a dream was only its burial, a seed waiting for season. And now the soil of your life, once dry and barren, is trembling with new growth. Do not rush it. Watch it. Growth is not forced, it is witnessed. Each day will bring evidence that what was dormant is alive again. Old passions will resurface, not as echoes of the past, but as refined expressions of purpose. This is how I work. I do not return things as they were. I resurrect them stronger, wiser, and unbreakable. Finally, my child, understand that this courage I am calling forth is not only for personal victory, it is for those watching you. Your bravery becomes a signal fire. As you step through fear into faith, others trapped in hesitation will see your movement and remember their own strength. Your obedience creates pathways for many. This is how my kingdom expands, not through conquest, but through courage. So rise, my beloved. Stand where fear once held you. Speak where silence once bound you. Move where uncertainty once froze you. The decree has been spoken. You are free to go forward. The reversals are here. The courage is within you. And I am walking beside you every step, ensuring that nothing and no one can close what I have opened. My beloved child, as you step into courage and reversal, you will notice another movement unfolding, an expansion, a liberation that begins within and ripples outward. You have outgrown the limitations that once defined you, and now I am widening the borders of your influence, the scope of your vision, and the depth of your understanding. The patterns that held you captive are breaking. The mindsets that confined you are dissolving. You are not being stretched to break. You are being stretched to contain more light, more wisdom, more grace. Do not be surprised if you begin to feel both excitement and unease at once. Expansion always brings contrast. The familiar feels safe, yet you cannot remain within it. I am calling you beyond comfort and into capacity. This means letting go not just of pain, but of the smallness that pain once justified. You no longer need to shrink to survive. You are free to stand tall, to breathe deeply, to occupy the full space of your purpose. There are burdens you still carry that were never assigned to you. Out of love, obligation, or habit, you took on the weight of others' expectations. But now, I am releasing you from that. You are not responsible for carrying every sorrow, fixing every problem, or pleasing every voice. Your compassion does not require captivity. It is time to discern what truly belongs to you and what must be released. You will feel the difference. What is yours brings peace. What is not, yours brings heaviness. When you sense that weight, pause and ask, is this mine to carry? If peace does not follow, lay it down. This is not selfishness. It is stewardship. When you release what is not yours, you regain the energy to fulfill what truly is. My path for you is not endless striving. It is fruitful flow. I am also freeing you from the grip of old expectations, those quiet blueprints of how life was supposed to look. You have measured yourself by timelines, compared your journey to others, and mourned what you thought should have happened by now. But I tell you, those expectations were too small. They were written by fear and familiarity, not by faith. My plans for you far exceed your imagination. Let go of the script that was never yours to follow. Release the image of success that came from the world's definition. I am leading you into a new kind of abundance, one that cannot be counted, only experienced. You will not need to chase what is meant for you. The opportunities aligned with your purpose will recognize you when you arrive. You do not have to prove your worth to receive them. You are the evidence of worth itself. This liberation includes the breaking of inner ceilings, those subtle beliefs that whisper too late, not enough, or beyond reach. These phrases are lies that have lingered too long. They crumble the moment you stop agreeing with them. Speak truth over yourself now. I am capable. I am ready. I am chosen for this time. Each time you affirm what I have already declared, you reinforce the reality of your freedom. My child, you will also begin to see the unfolding of divine connections. People who are meant to walk with you in this liberated space. I am weaving networks of strength and collaboration among those who share this awakening. You will know them by the light in their eyes, by the ease of conversation, by the way your spirit rests in their presence. These relationships are not transactional, they are transformational. Each one will expand you further, teaching you to give without depletion and to receive without guilt. This expansion, however, requires discernment. Not every open door is meant for you, and not every invitation leads forward. This is why I am sharpening your intuition, so you can feel truth beneath appearances. When something is right, you will sense stillness. When it is wrong, unease will rise quickly. Trust that instinct. It is my voice disguised as knowing. You do not need to analyze endlessly. Simply listen and follow the peace. I am also releasing you from fear of visibility. For years, you hid parts of yourself to avoid judgment or misunderstanding, but you were not made to live in partial expression. I am bringing you into spaces where your authenticity will not only be accepted, it will be needed. Your transparency will be light to those who still wander in shadow. Do not fear being seen, for I will be your covering. I do not expose to shame, I reveal to redeem. As expansion unfolds, remember this truth. Greater capacity demands deeper rest. Growth is not sustained by constant effort, but by constant grounding. The more you expand outward, the more you must return inward. Every time you feel stretched, pause and come back to center. Anchor in my presence. Let gratitude steady you. You will find that when your roots run deep, no expansion will uproot your peace. Now, my beloved, I am deepening your understanding of abundance. True prosperity is not measured by possession, but by peace. When your heart is at rest, everything flows from that calm. You will notice resources arriving at the exact moment they are needed. Support, opportunities, ideas, favor. You will not have to chase them. They will seek you. This is the divine rhythm of provision. When you trust that I am your source, lack loses its language. Let gratitude become your daily habit. Each time you give thanks for what you have, you align yourself with more. Each word of appreciation builds a bridge for blessing to cross. Do not wait for excess to be grateful. Gratitude itself multiplies provision. You will soon see how every need you once feared has already been met in unseen ways. In this expansion, I am also calling you to embrace stillness as strength. The world equates quiet with weakness, but stillness is the posture of mastery. It is in stillness that clarity descends, wisdom emerges, and peace directs. You will learn to act swiftly yet without hurry, to move decisively yet without anxiety. The rhythm of heaven is not rushed, it is precise. My child, as you walk in this freedom, some around you may not understand. They will cling to their cycles while you step beyond them. Do not let their hesitation dim your light. You are not called to shrink to make others comfortable. Your liberation will challenge them. Your peace will unsettle their chaos. But over time, your example will awaken their courage too. You are not leaving them behind. You are lighting the path ahead. I am also calling you to see joy as sacred discipline. Joy is not the reward for a trouble-free life. It is the posture that transforms struggle into strength. Laugh without guilt, rest without fear, celebrate without waiting for perfection. This is what liberation feels like. A life that delights in the ordinary while expecting the extraordinary. Do not fear the pace of this unfolding. Expansion does not happen overnight. It happens daily, through choices that affirm truth over fear. You will wake one morning and realize the walls that once confined you no longer exist. You will breathe differently. You will think differently. You will walk with ease, no longer haunted by the weight of expectation. And when you do, you will understand this. Liberation is not escape, it is return. Return to who you always were beneath the noise, the striving, the survival. You were made for this open space. Walk freely now, my child. The horizon has widened, the burdens have lifted, and your heart beats in rhythm with freedom itself. My cherished child, as the boundaries around you expand and freedom takes root, you are arriving at the place of fulfillment and unveiling. This is where the threads of everything I have whispered, refined, and revealed begin to converge. It will not come with fanfare or noise, but with a deep recognition within you, a knowing that you have crossed a threshold. The air feels different here, doesn't it? Lighter, clearer, steady. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your purpose expressed. You have become the vessel through which divine intention breathes. All that was hidden within you, the strength cultivated in silence, the faith built in the waiting, now stands ready to be seen. I have kept you hidden, not as punishment, but as protection. While the world measured success by visibility, I was shaping your foundation away from the spotlight. I hid you from premature exposure because your roots needed depth before your branches could spread. You wondered if I had forgotten you, but I was preserving you for the moment when your unveiling would serve a higher purpose. That moment is now. But listen carefully, my beloved. Being seen is not the reward, it is the responsibility. Visibility is not a stage for ego, but a platform for light. As you rise, remember that attention can distort as easily as it can illuminate. I do not reveal you so that you may be praised. I reveal you so that truth may be magnified through your life. You are not the focus. You are the reflection. When others look toward you, let them glimpse me. This is how you remain grounded when recognition comes, by remembering that your visibility is an assignment, not a crown. This unveiling will come with a quiet confidence that others cannot fully explain. They will see your calm and call it strength, but it is deeper. It is alignment. You will no longer move from reaction, but from revelation. You will no longer chase, but attract. No longer strive, but flow. This steadiness will draw others near not because you demand it, but because peace itself magnetizes. You will find yourself leading not by authority, but by authenticity. People will listen not because of your words, but because your presence feels like truth. I am also ensuring that your inner structure remains strong. For what good is visibility without stability? What use is success without substance? My child, I am fortifying your inner being so that the blessings I pour out will not crush you. Prosperity without character becomes peril. Influence without humility becomes illusion. You have longed for increase, but first I build integrity, for it is the only foundation that can carry abundance. You will soon see why the process took time. Every lesson, every delay, every surrender was essential preparation. You may feel a pull now between movement and stillness. This tension is holy. It is the balance of doing and being. I do not call you to constant action, nor to passive waiting, but to flow, knowing when to advance and when to anchor. Your discernment will sharpen here. You will feel when to speak and when silence carries more power. You will sense when to act and when grace has already gone ahead of you. This rhythm will make your life effortless in ways that once felt impossible. My beloved, I am also revealing the grand design, the larger pattern behind every twist of your path. You will begin to see connections that once seemed random now forming a masterpiece. What you thought were detours were in fact divine intersections. Every heartbreak birthed compassion. Every setback carved wisdom. Every silence taught you to hear beyond sound. Nothing was wasted. I weaved it all into purpose. Now that your sight is clear, you will look back and say, "It all fits." This perspective will heal you more deeply than explanation ever could. You will understand why certain prayers were delayed, why some doors stayed closed, and why others opened suddenly. You will see that my timing was never punishment. It was perfection. I withheld nothing good from you. I only waited until you could hold it without losing yourself. Now, you are ready. The promise that seemed forgotten is alive again, unfolding right before you. But fulfillment, my child, is not the end. It is a beginning dressed as completion. I am calling you to live as one who continually receives and continually gives. You will become a source, a conduit, through which grace, wisdom, and love flow freely. The abundance I pour into you is meant to overflow into others. The peace that now anchors you is meant to steady those still drifting. This is how the cycle of divine generosity continues, through open hearts that give as easily as they receive. I am also refining your understanding of what abundance truly means. The world will try to measure it in numbers, possessions, and recognition, but you will know better. True wealth is inner contentment that no loss can shake. True success is living aligned with purpose, whether or not anyone notices. True abundance is waking each day with gratitude that outweighs desire. When you live from this space, Nothing external can disturb your joy. My beloved, you will face moments that test this peace, for the world still moves by noise and haste. You will be tempted to compare, to rush,